Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. My name is Eddie. So for today's video is the must-have travel document requirements going to the Philippines. So I will be showing you guys the specific documents that you guys need to prepare if you are traveling to the Philippines. This is two parts. For this part, this is for Filipino citizens and dual citizens. I will also be making a video for former Filipinos or balikbayans and for foreign nationals. So what are the specific travel documents you need to prepare to travel to the Philippines? Details coming right up. So before anything else, I'd like to thank everyone for the outpouring love that you guys invested in our channel. Please know that I really appreciate the support and trust in our channel. And I am so grateful to have a family like you guys. So on to our video for today. This is a comprehensive guide for the must-have travel documents that you need to prepare if you are a Filipino citizen or a dual citizen. So in between videos, I will be speaking Tagalog, but don't worry, I will be translating that to our non-Tagalog viewers. So, doon sa mga Pilipinong uuwi ng Pilipinas anytime soon, ito po ang video na para sa inyo. Ito po yung mga dokumento or mga requirements na kailangan nyong i-prepare para po bumiyahe sa Pilipinas. And to those foreign nationals, foreign spouses, traveling with Filipino citizens or dual citizens, I also have specific travel documents for you guys if you are traveling together or if you are traveling as a family, including the foreign kids. So, like I mentioned, this will be your guide, but please take note, requirements changes from time to time without prior notice. So this may be the requirements today. It doesn't mean that this will still be the requirements next week or in the next following days. So always check with the latest travel documents when you plan to travel to the Philippines anytime soon. So let's get started with this specific entry requirements to the Philippines. First will be the Filipino citizens. For Filipino citizens traveling alone, these are the travel documents that you need. Valid passport, of course, green card or resident card, your 48 hours negative RT-PCR test, vaccination card. And to those Filipinos who are still unvaccinated, you guys can still travel to the Philippines. You just have to undergo the 5 days mandatory quarantine. Of course, One Health Pass and Trace app. So I have explained this already in my previous videos on when to register with One Health Pass and when to register with Trace app. So to recap, you can register with One Health Pass within 3 days prior to departure or as soon as you receive the results of your RT-PCR test. Trace app, you can register 3 days prior. So, if you are a Filipino citizen traveling alone, these are your travel documents guide. For Filipino citizens traveling with foreign spouse, these are your travel documents. For the Filipino citizen, you have to have your valid Philippine passport, of course, your green card or resident card if you are a green card holder or a resident or a permanent resident in a foreign country. For foreign spouse, you need your valid foreign passport and travel insurance. Yes, even though you are traveling with your Filipino citizen wife or spouse, you are required to have the travel insurance. Together, these are the travel documents that you need to have. Your 48 hours RT-PCR test, vaccination card, One Health Pass, and marriage certificate. The marriage certificate is very important because your foreign spouse could avail the balikbayan visa privileges, which is the 1-year visa upon arrival into the Philippines when traveling with the Filipino citizen wife or spouse. I said spouse because sometimes there are couples that the foreign spouse is a woman and the Filipino citizen is the husband. That's why I mentioned Filipino citizen wife or spouse. But these are your travel documents for Filipino citizens traveling with the foreign spouse. But please take note, these are only applicable to foreign spouses under the executive 408, the 157 countries that does not require any visa to enter the Philippines. But to those foreign nationals coming from visa required countries, even flying with your Filipino citizen wife, you still need to avail for that visa. So please take note of that. That was on the latest IATF resolution. Next are for Filipino citizens traveling with foreign kids. These are the travel documents. For Filipino citizen, the valid Philippine passport, the green card or resident card. Because most Filipino citizen coming from abroad, if you are not an overseas Filipino workers or OFWs, you are a permanent resident of a foreign country or a permanent resident of a particular country. That's why I listed green card or resident card, which majority of coming to the Philippines as a Filipino citizens. For foreign kids, you have to have the valid foreign passport and travel insurance. Yes, if you have a foreign kid, then he or she will need to have the travel insurance unless you have reported his or her birth to the nearest Philippine consulate that recognizes him and her as a dual citizen by birth. Then he or she don't need to have the travel insurance. But if the child is still traveling with a foreign passport without any PSA birth certificate or any report of birth, then your child needs to have a travel insurance. Together, if flying, you need to have the 48 hours RT-PCR test. Now, this will depend on the age of the child. I believe the exemptions are 3 years old and below. Vaccination card, if applicable. So, for foreign kids that can now be vaccinated, of course, you need to show the vaccination card. If not, you don't need to worry about this part. Like I said, only if this is applicable. Of course, One Health Pass, you need to individually register with One Health Pass as a parent or as a child. The birth certificate of the child will be checked. And recently, actually, I have known this before, that if you are traveling with your foreign child or children, especially when they are minors, that you have to have a parent consent. If your husband is not traveling with you, that you are allowed to bring the kids to the Philippines with the consent of the father of the children. The airlines usually check on this matter. Some don't check, but majority, most of international airlines check with this document. So please take note, if you are traveling with your foreign child or children without your foreign spouse, please have that parent consent document available because it will be checked in the counter when you guys are checking in for your international flights going to the Philippines. So here are some protocols that we need to take note if you are traveling with foreign children with Filipino national parents. A foreign child or children below 12 years of age who are not vaccinated for any reason whatsoever in traveling with their Filipino parent shall follow the entry, testing, and quarantine protocols of their Filipino parent traveling with them. A foreign child or children from ages 12 to 17 years of age traveling with their Filipino parent shall follow the protocol based on their vaccination status. Example, vaccinated or unvaccinated. In case of such unvaccinated minor children, either foreign or Filipino parents shall accompany such child or children during their facility-based quarantine. So if you are traveling with your child or children, ages from 12 to 17, because as we all know, this age range can now be vaccinated. So the resolution has said the vaccination status of the child will be followed. If the child is fully vaccinated, then he or she doesn't have to undergo any quarantine. But if he or she is unvaccinated, then they need to undergo mandatory quarantine, which the parent should accompany their child or children. So now that we are done with the Filipino citizen category, we have covered the travel documents for particular category, like if you are traveling alone as a Filipino citizen, traveling with your foreign spouse, and traveling with your foreign kids. Now let's proceed to the travel document requirements for dual citizens, flying alone, flying with foreign spouse, and flying with foreign kids. So let's get started. For dual citizens traveling alone, these are your travel documents. Of course, your valid foreign passport, your Philippine passport applied becoming a dual citizen. So let me explain that a little bit. So if you are one of those who are dual citizens of a particular foreign country, for example, the US, you are a dual citizen of the United States and the Philippines, meaning you are carrying two passports. When you became a naturalized citizen of a foreign country, pretty much the Philippine passport that you have by that time becomes null and void. When you apply for dual citizenship to retain or regain your Filipino citizenship, you need to apply for a new Philippine passport so that it becomes valid again. Just like I do, I am a dual citizen of the United States and the Philippines. I applied for a new Philippine passport when I became a dual citizen, and I use them both when I travel internationally. Now, to those dual citizens who have not applied for their new Philippine passport yet, becoming a dual citizen, I could understand that because sometimes getting an appointment from the Philippine consulates abroad is very hard. You can use your dual citizenship documents. These are the documents given to you during your oath taking. So I know you guys have already know that, and I know you guys have those documents. So in lieu of the Philippine passport, if you haven't applied for it yet, but you are already a dual citizen, you can use your dual citizenship paperwork. I will not use my old Philippine passport even though it is still valid and not expired, because that is committing fraud, because that is your Philippine passport when you were naturalized. Like I said in the beginning, that this becomes null and void when you became a naturalized citizen of a particular foreign country. So, tagalugin ko po, kung ikaw ay isang dual citizen, hindi nyo na po pwedeng gamitin yung dati nyo pong passport nung naging naturalized citizen kayo ng particular na bansa. For example, sa US, naging US citizen kayo pero meron pa kayong Philippine passport, valid pa, hindi pa siya expired. Hindi na po yun pwede gamitin kasi napawalang visa na po yun nung naging naturalized citizen kayo. Ngayon, kung kayo po ay nag-apply ng dual citizenship, kailangan nyo po ding mag-apply ng bagong Philippine passport kasi yun po yung magiging valid na passport as a dual citizen. Kung wala naman po kasi pahirapan yung appointment sa mga Philippine consulates abroad, pwede nyo pong gamitin yung dual citizenship paperwork, yung dokumento na binigay sa inyo during oath taking nung naging dual citizen na po kayo. So sana po malinaw po tayo doon. Huwag niyo pong gamitin yung pasaporte nyo, yung dating pasaporte nyo sa Pilipinas kasi bawal po yun. Kapag kayo po ay nahuli, nako, matinding penalty yon. So, gaya ng sabi ko, kapag wala pang Philippine passport at dual citizen na, gamitin nyo po yung mga papeles na dual citizen kayo na magpapatunay na dual citizen kayo. Other documents that you need to prepare are the 48 hours negative RT-PCR test, vaccination card. Again, unvaccinated Filipinos can still travel to the Philippines. You just have to undergo the mandatory facility-based quarantine for 5 days. Then One Health Pass and Trace App. For dual citizens traveling with foreign spouses, these are your travel documents. So for Filipino citizen, your valid foreign passport, your valid Philippine passport, or your dual citizenship documents if valid Philippine passport is not available at the time of travel. For foreign spouse, they need their valid foreign passport and travel insurance. Yeah, unfortunately, foreigners or foreign nationals, even traveling with dual citizen wife, will need to avail travel insurance. Together, you will need the 48 hours RT-PCR test, vaccination card, One Health Pass, and marriage certificate. Your foreign spouse should be able to avail the 1-year balikbayan visa upon arrival into the Philippines. For dual citizens traveling with foreign kids or children, these are your travel documents. For Filipino citizens, your valid foreign passport, valid Philippine passport, or if this is not available, you can use your dual citizenship documents. For foreign kids, they need to have their valid foreign passport and travel insurance. So they need to have travel insurance as well. You as a Filipino citizen, you are not required to have travel insurance, but that is your option if you want to avail one. Together, you need the 48 hours negative RT-PCR test. Again, this will depend on the age of the child. I believe the exemption is 3 years old and below, that you don't need to undergo RT-PCR test. The mandatory negative RT-PCR test before departure. The vaccination card, this is if it is applicable. If your child is fully vaccinated, then you need to present the vaccination card. If not, then that is okay. One Health Pass, you need to register with it individually, then the birth certificate of the child. Here are some reminders from the IATF Resolution 160-B for foreign children traveling with Filipino nationals. A foreign child or children below 12 years of age who are not vaccinated for any reason whatsoever and traveling with their Filipino parent shall follow the entry, testing, and quarantine protocol of their Filipino parent traveling with them. I have explained this early on when I was discussing the Filipino citizen category. A foreign child or children from ages 12 to 17 years of age traveling with their Filipino parent shall follow the protocol based on their vaccination status, if they are vaccinated or unvaccinated. In case of such unvaccinated minor children, either foreign or Filipino parents should accompany such child or children during their facility-based quarantine. Again, I have explained this during the Filipino citizen category. So, this is your comprehensive guide when it comes to travel documents entering the Philippines from today going forward. This is as of February 19 of 2022 for Filipino citizens and dual citizens. I will have a follow-up video on this for must-have travel documents for former Filipinos or balikbayans and for foreign nationals. Please keep an eye on that. It will be published in the next day or so. So, to those travelers going to the Philippines as a former Filipino or balikbayan or foreign national, you may want to watch that video for the comprehensive travel document guide that you guys need to prepare. So, the travel document guide that I have showed you guys, I did not list the itinerary or the ticket because that is given already. I have just listed the most important travel documents that you guys need to prepare if you are traveling as a Filipino citizen or a dual citizen. So, huwag nyo din kalimutan yung mga ticket ninyo kasi baka hindi kayo pasakayin ng eroplano. But aside from that, these are the travel documents that you guys need to prepare to be able to travel into the Philippines. And to those kababayans who are already in the Philippines and have experienced these travel documents, if I have missed something, please comment it down below so we can use this as reference to others who are still planning to enter the Philippines anytime soon. And I really appreciate that. Or if you could share a little bit on your experience traveling to the Philippines this time during the pandemic, if it's smooth or is it hassle. But as what I've heard from others, as long as all your documents are complete, you will have a hassle-free trip to the Philippines. Everything will be smooth because you won't be held up on something, trying to register on something, trying to buy travel insurance and stuff. I think that was one of the chaos at the airport when the Philippine borders were open last February 10 because other travelers are not very mindful on doing the registration with One Health Pass and purchasing travel insurance as part of the requirements to travel to the Philippines. So, like I said, if your documents are all complete, I don't think you will have any problem traveling to the Philippines. So, this is our quick travel update for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, concerns, or inquiries with regards to this video and in any of our travel-related videos, please comment it down below and I will try to get back to you guys as soon as I can. Or you can direct message me in our Facebook page, same handle, the Eaton Squad. Again, guys, thank you so much for the continued support and trust to our channel, the Eaton Squad. I hope to see you on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye.